and welcome to my rental. We today are working on my floors. I am so excited of how they turned out. I think it looks beautiful, amazing. I'm just here to tell you, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. We're gonna get straight into the video, so say hello to past me. See you guys in later. Hi lovelies, today we're working on my kitchen floors. So you might have seen my renter-friendly kitchen makeover. That was a lot of work, but the transformation, I must say, perfect, amazing, beautiful, but it's not done yet. We have to finish these floors. They're honestly pretty boring, standard builder grade floors. They're beige and brown. They're the same floors that were in my bathroom and everywhere else throughout my house. I don't know, the people that chose the design for this house, I feel like they just didn't really care. They just said, throw this at it. Dark wood, brown floors, brown this. No. I want to add pattern, but keep it classy and sophisticated because that's kind of what I want for this space here. My lower level is kind of want grown and sexy, but like classy, but still bright and inviting. And if you see, like I added the paneling and stuff here and like made it a lot lighter, I think the floors that I picked would look amazing here and complement what I'm trying to do. I love the look of the checkered floors. I usually see that in entryways, hallways, and sometimes dining rooms. I haven't seen too many people with kitchen floors with it. I see it here and there, but that's what we're going to be doing here, is going to add checkered floors into the kitchen area. And I think it will complement well with how the windows going, and you kind of see it once you walk in from the dining room over there, and then it kind of just highlights this room and also makes it a lot brighter. Floors in my house are very dark, so I feel like adding the brightness would just help lighten the room and the space up, which I really, really want. And I think it's gonna look amazing, honestly. And so, like I said, we're doing everything renter friendly. Originally, I was going to go in and do everything with my normal barrier method. And I did measure it all out. I cut all the pieces and I dry fit it because I'm an advocate for saying dry fit things first. For people that don't know what dry fitting means, it means that you are going to lay everything out, cut, measure, kind of have everything in place first before you make an actual cut. And then you're going to cut it, dry fit, and make sure everything's still right and pattern before you actually stick it down. Because once you stick it down, you can't change it. So I dry fit my barrier, I measured it out, then I cut it, I dry fit my tiles, and then I was kind of there thinking to myself, I don't know how long we're living in this house. And the problem with me using my normal barrier method is that there's going to be shifting. And normally my barrier method works if you're in a bathroom or if your kitchen has like a lot of walls covering your kitchen, I would say you're fine. But because this is such an open space, I fear that there's going to be a lot of shifting because it is plastic, the barrier. And so what I decided to do is to tape it and add that to help with the tension that would be pulling on it. And I feel like that could have worked, but I feel like it might only last for maybe 2 years, 2.5, maybe 3, pushing it, because it's a very high traffic area. We have our dining nook here that we sit at all the time. You're walking into the living room that's over there. You're going from the dining room into the kitchen. We have our stairs from our garage where we come in. So this area in front of me is all very high traffic. And I'm worried that it's going to have a lot of shifting. Even though I taped it, and I don't know how long we're going to be staying here, I decided to figure out what's something else I can do that will be a bit more durable for such a high traffic area. If you're putting in something that's not like a little laundry room, if you had an open space laundry room, most laundry rooms are actual rooms, so you're fine actually. You don't need to do this floor in here, what I'm going to put on the ground. But if you have more open space and you're planning on not being there for that long, then you're fine. But again, I don't know how long we're living in this house for, so I wanted up something that's a bit more durable for this high traffic area. So even though I taped off the barrier, I cut it, I taped it, and did all that stuff, we're actually not going with my original barrier method. We're going to be using an MDF board, and we're going to be cutting and measuring that out. Now that there is going to be a bit of a process. So what we have to do is we have to line everything up and measure out all the cuts that are going to have to happen. I'm going to cut them outside. I'm not really going to show you guys my cuts just because my setup for cutting is atrocious. I need to get a better bench, and so when I do, then I can show you guys my cuts, but I'll show you like a little snippet of me cutting it. But we are not going to go out and cut. You guys know how to cut wood, I'm assuming, hopefully. If you don't, then this would not be the tutorial to cut wood. This is the tutorial how to put the floors down. If you want a tutorial how to cut wood or safety measures, then we can do that in a different video. But because my setup is not the best, I don't want to advocate what I was doing. Actually, it wasn't actually that unsafe, but I just feel like, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, I don't want to display something for people that would also try it and then get hurt and blame me. We're not a liability over here. So what we're going to do is get our working hat on. I'll show you guys now the tiles that I'm using, and then we're going to move the boards in. So I already dry fit everything and made my cuts, and so now what we're going to do is secure everything to the ground. I'm going to outline the kitchen floors with painter's tape, and then we're going to put double-sided tape on the outside of it, just to add a little extra precaution for slipping. I don't think it would slip from me standing on it, and once everything's secure, I don't see it moving at all. And then once we're done adding all of the tape around the kitchen, we're going to then bring the boards back in. So this is what I'm using for a chalk line, just to make a straight line. Obviously, if you have a long enough ruler, if you want to continue attaching your ruler over and over again to make your line, you could do that. I'm not gonna do that because I wanna make sure it's really straight. I like this because you have this hook where you connect it exactly where you want it to, and then you drag it across, and then you pinch it and snap it down. I loaded my chalk inside of it. So yeah, this is gonna help me. If you don't have someone to hold the other end, this little piece here is gonna help you do it. So I'll show you right now. I'm going to use the same line that is starting in the kitchen from the normal tiles I have on the ground, and use that as my transition line straight across, but on top. So that's basically, I'm just following what that line is to that line is, because my kitchen actually is not straight. Nothing in this house is straight. There's no 90-degree angle in this house, which is slightly frightening for a house being built. Our garage door also just broke because they decided not to put all the screws and the bolts in to open the door. So that just broke and our cars were trapped in the garage. So yeah, this house, they did not build it with thinking people are going to be living in it. They just threw things in here. So the lines are not straight. I'm just using the lines that are here because that's going to be the easiest way to do things. Let's get going. Let's get moving. Let's get building. Time to install. Let's go. Okay, now that we have the chalk line down, it's time to install the tiles. Since I dry fitted everything, I made sure to label everything so I know which tiles are going where, because I had to leave to go to New York, so I wanted to make sure I was gonna have to spend hours again figuring out what tile I want in each spot. So what I did to make my life easier is start with this tile. That's what this one says. Okay, we're starting with this. This is the bad boy. This is one that holds everything together. Then I made like a compass, basically, for kitchen, living room, dining room, window. So I know that this angle is how it's going in to the like how it's gonna face. It's gonna be like this. Like northwest, east, south, it's kitchen, dining room, living room, window. So I know this is where it's going to the window, this is where the living room is gonna be, dining room, kitchen. So each point has its spot, and now I'm gonna line them up on this line.
Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me, wrapped up nice and neat, baby.
Now that we have our first line done, we're going to now start with the next one. And I'm gonna just finish these sides, and any cuts I have to make, I'm gonna do them last. But we're gonna start on the next row. So this is the white line, and I did it in a diamond pattern, not a checkered pattern, because I felt like diamond looked a bit more bougie and looked less too retro, more classic. Yeah, so once again, I have my compass to let me know where I'm going. And we're gonna start off with the next line and do this side first.
Baby, I will show you how you can catch my vibe and right away I so much time looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day. Get in my groove now, don't be shy.
done. It's day 2. I thought I can get it done in one day, but I had some troubles that I didn't end up recording because it was like 11 o'clock and then became midnight and then it was almost 1 a.m. and I was just over it at that point. I did only cut myself once with hay. When I do DIYs, it's known that at least every DIY, there's gonna be some bloodshed or some injury. So we got that out of the way. When I was trying to install it, for some reason, there was like one tile that was shifted just slightly that everything just was not lining up because I started on this end and this end on the kitchen. It wasn't lining up, I wasn't sure what was happening, so then I decided just to rip them all up because I was spending hours trying to figure out why is it not fitting. Finally figured it out. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I already started this morning installing the tinier pieces that need to fill in the gaps because I didn't want to do that yesterday because what I think is a good tip for you guys, instead of cutting a fresh board when you're filling in certain cuts, keep your cuts because these here are going to be useful for other things. So you can always cut them down if you have bigger pieces, cut them down if you have, maybe they'll fit in a small one, but keep your extra cuts for when you need to fill in the outer portion of the perimeter of where you're installing your floor, so you don't have to cut a fresh board because then you're just going to waste it. You know, you might need it for something else for backup or something happens, you want to replace one. Just keep these because these will actually come in handy. So that's what I did here on the white border. I kept the pieces and then I just basically trimmed them and measured them and then installed them afterwards. So the whole border now has them. These here are also going to be perfect for when, or at least I think going to be perfect. These here I'm going to use when I get to the island because I know I'm going to need the tiniest little gray piece just at the perimeter of the island. So I'm going to use this for that. And again, I'm not going to have to cut a full sheet just to get one little tiny cut like this. Like this here, I'd rather save it for a different project or something else, or if I need to replace a piece, instead of cutting a whole piece like this, keep these little tiny scraps. Keep your scraps because look at that. This little piece here, there's no reason that you need to waste a whole board just to have something like this. And I'm going to be using these along the island and whatever other spots needed. I already filled in the white ones. Now I just have the gray ones left, but that's gonna be for under the island. Now, I'm not gonna do that. Should we do the island now? Let's do the island now. I've been procrastinating on the island. Let's do the island now. We're on the last row. We've made it almost there. I don't feel well. I feel sick. I think I might have caught something from my boyfriend. It makes me so nervous. Anytime someone tells me I have a tickle, it makes me nervous because I have a weak immune system. Like, I can't be around anybody that's sick because instantly I'm sick. My nose is starting to run and like the headache wasn't like, it was very like rapid. I was like, ooh, it kind of hurts. And I was trying to push through it, and now it's getting to the point where I'm just kind of stopping for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a long time, but like 5 to 10 minutes just doing absolutely nothing because my head hurts so much. And there's just so much pressure in my head and in my sinuses. And I also feel like I want to throw up, but I don't know if that's because my head hurts so much or what. But I'm trying to get this done. Did I say there's always something that happens when I'm doing? I thought it was just the cut that I had to worry about. I also got blood on my pants because the cut opened back up. And I was trying to just get through it, and I'm just trying to get through it. We have one more row. But all I want to do is lay down right now. Sorry, I didn't realize my eyes are closed. That's how I'm like, I'm not feeling well. But I want to get this done, and I want to get this video up. Hopefully it's not another month before I get this done. I'm so upset. So don't need to be sick right now. I took an Advil and I took a Tylenol. I have Advil here too. I'll probably take one of those. But I'm just gonna show you guys when it's done and complete, and like the touch-ups and stuff. I do apologize. If you have any questions about like certain things that you think I missed sharing, let me know and I'll try my best to answer in the comments, because I usually always answer in the comments if there's ever something that you guys are questioning. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I can get this one done. It's literally one row. It's one row. I guess over there is more than one. Oh, the door's open, so it's, there we go. That's like 2 rows, but this is all one. Oh, that just made me dizzy. Oh boy, oh boy. I can't do that. The floors are done. I am so happy with how it turned out. I think it looks so beautiful. It looks so romantic, and just, it really completes the look of the kitchen. The kitchen is now, I would say, 85% done. There's a few things that still have to happen to really complete it, but this really just made my heart feel so warm and cozy and feel a little bit more complete and like at home. I can see my vision of this house coming together, and I really do love how the floors complement my cabinetry. I wanted to do something that it looks white, but it's not. Hopefully the camera's picking it up now, since the floors are more of a blue-gray, that it's showing that the cabinetry is a very warm. It's actually more of a grayish color, and I really tried customizing that color. I couldn't find a color that I wanted anywhere. But if I get out of the frame, I feel like because I'm too close to it, I feel like I stand away, you can kind of see how much more warmer and buttery this color is. It's actually very cozy, and like there's a lot of warmth to it. And I think the contrast of these floors really help complement the cabinetry, and you can see the difference and what the color of these look like, and not just look white. Because I think with the other floors, this looks just like a white cabinet, and it's not. It's very warm. And so I love how the floors complement that. And I am so happy, and I hope you guys liked it. I really do think the method that I use this time around, it's still a barrier method, but much more durable and different than what I normally put in my bathrooms. I was going to go that route, but because, like I said, it's an open space, it feels a lot more sturdier because there's no wall on like this, and like 75% of it. There's no walls to help the movement, and it feels super sturdy. Nothing's sliding, nothing's moving. I don't know what that was. It was me trying to shake the floor. It's not moving. Always leave a comment if you have a question of how things are doing. I still even answer questions regarding my old apartment and stuff on there. I always let people know of how it worked out, how long did it last, and what I had to do to upkeep it, if there was any upkeep. So always comment below of what your questions are, and I will make a list to address it, or just address it in the comments. But I love how this turned out. I have old lady taste. Old ladies have taste, okay? I don't care what anyone says. I'm thinking about rich auntie, old lady. That's the person I am channeling with this house. I'm thinking old money kind of feels, or new money, I don't know, just money. And I think I'm starting to really get the classiness of it. And that's kind of what I want. I want grown, but classy, and I want sophisticated, and like, I don't know, I want to feel like, you know, like this is an adult grown-up house. My apartment was just was on survival mode. It was just trying to do that, and with here, I feel like I can play with things and really put my personality into it, and I love the classiness of the checkered floors. I love how the light comes in and kisses the ground. Just everything just feels so great. And I love when in the morning time, I took this video here. I was gonna put it in my stories, I didn't put it up yet. And I sent it to my grandma, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is my kitchen. My kitchen. And it's just so romantic feeling, the way the sun just comes right in and hugs and kisses the kitchen. And it's just, I love how the bar stools turned out. I love how the floors turned out. I like the barrier method that I use. I feel like it's gonna be very durable. Like I said, I'll update you. If you guys have any questions, obviously there's not much for me to say. The floors are done. The floors are in. Make sure you follow the journey, because I'm gonna show you guys how you can also elevate your spaces I'm gonna show you guys how you can transform and make them as bougie or whimsical or funny or colorful. You don't have to do this specific pattern to watch my channel. You kind of just need to watch my channel to get the idea so you know what you can do for your own space. Bye, lovelies. Like, comment, and subscribe.